Hello everybody and welcome to the Train Sim TV video. This is Mark. Today we're taking a look at a scenario by Ash992478 on Vulcan Productions. This is scenario 1K9 to the 0632 London Victoria to Chichester. Now this scenario is one that he's just really, I'm not sure if he's been reworking it or something, if it's a brand new one to be honest. But it's caught my eye, looks like it's quite interesting. You can see it's foggy, it's in autumn and it uses the new AP 375-377 Enhancement Pack. It's the first time I've had a chance to drive it as well since release, so it'll be an interesting one for me to have a go at. Having just purchased it. Looking forward to it. I've not really done much on southern stuff. As I'm sure you know, if you watch the channel regularly, I've hardly ever done really many videos on the southern region, so I'll probably get caught out at some point or by a red signal or something, and I'll probably get caught out by this unit, especially in autumn. But we'll see how we get on. So we're at Victoria. Looking at the briefing up there, it's 1K9 to the 0632 London Victoria-Chichester and Tonbridge. And it says, morning driver, please start off by pressing control now. I've already done that to implement guard mode. Then set up the cab ready for your 0632 departure. Head code today is 1K90. The signal head is VC497. So let's get ourselves in the cab. I need to look in the manual to see how to do the MyTrack TMS system, which is on the left over here. So the first thing to do is get the driver key in with Shift and W. Then respond to the various warnings that you can hear. Reverse into forward. And then we've got this TMS system, the MyTrack system that's been included with this enhancement pack. It's a new thing to an AP enhancement pack, so I'm quite interested to see how this goes on. So it says there, activate driver only operation. No, because we've got a guard on. This, I believe, next will be the input of the driver code. It says login. I'm just reading through the manual. So this is any number you want to put. So let's just put 78945. Send. Then we get this screen in front of us. Alright, I'm just reading the menu again. And I forgot to open the doors, which I've just remembered to do. We're due off in about a minute or so. I've got time to do this. Once you're logged in, you'll be presented with a screen in the main menu. This provides you access to other screens. Okay, let's have a little look through here. Driver's menu. OTMR, door status settings, saloon lights, I assume that means they're on, saloon air conditioning on. You can hear the aircon difference there actually in the cab for a minute. Turn the game sound up a bit and you'll probably be able to hear it a bit better. Now I have to work out how to do the destinations, I guess. So here we are. So the route code is 1006, I guess. 101. Oh. Can you tell this is my first time driving this? So now we've got destination Chichester has appeared. And it also scrolls through on the front line as well, which is quite cool. That's a new feature, I think, that's been brought by Gutabanov to this AP pack. So let's get to the actual screen with this on again. We haven't got the right of way just yet. Driver ID, there we go. Helps if I selected the field the first time. So now we seem to be all logged in correctly. We've just got the right of way there, but I haven't had time to do the GSMR just yet. We are 1 kilo 90, so 190, and the signal was VC497, so it's 497. Send that. We'll register that. Headlights already set. Probably ought to be on the night headlight actually. seeing as though it's pretty dark outside. And we are a 8-car train. So we're all ready to go. Just the world's latest ever response to a railway. And we're away. So I'm going to start turning the game sound up a bit more so you can hear that rather than me. We're departing Victoria here. First stop for us, Clapham Junction, in about 2.5 miles. Currently going in quite late according to that. But this will certainly be a challenge in the fog. A bit darker than I was expecting as well, to be honest, but give it a go. So one of the cool things I like with this pack is the coach numbers and everything on the sides. So you can see there, coach number 1 of 2. These are side destinations, and they're automatically, it's figured out automatically how many coaches I have in this train via the TMS system. So that's really cool. You go to the back, obviously, they'll say 8 of 8. So that's a really cool little feature that I like. So we're just coming out now, heading away from Victoria. I can see literally nothing. I've got no idea quite what's going on here. I know this part of the route, but I think I'm going to struggle a bit when I get a bit further on. Now just bear with the fog as well, because I am aware from the screenshots on Ash's post on the VP website that it will turn to sun at some point in the scenario, I believe, so let's hope that's the case, because it's a bit thick fog at the minute. It's a bit of a pea super. Literally can't see anything. If I didn't have the hood on, I'd have no idea where I actually was right now. So far, I'm quite enjoying this. I think the TMS feature is fantastic. I really love seeing that. Sounds wise, they seem good. I'm currently hearing police car noises, which is thanks to the route rather than the train itself. But yeah. We'll go on to look at the passenger in a bit more detail in a bit. But so far, yeah, pretty positive. I'm quite enjoying this. It's actually got me to drive the 377, whereas I never would have driven it before, so that's a big plus point for myself. I do like using southern stuff, I just never get around to it. Of course, coming down the hill towards Clapham, I should really have the brakes on, not be accelerating. So we're just joining the line somewhat, Lou. You'll just have to take my word for that, because we can't see it. What am I doing? I'm going to put power down. Well, we're actually on time, so I'm not sure quite why the expected time was 6:43 at one point. We are on time. Gonna start getting the brakes on nice and early. It is autumn, so I'm if I put it into step 3, I would be anticipating some wheel slip, I think. Whilst we're coming into it, I'll just leave that on so we hear some track noises and stuff. Well, we've overshot that, but be right. So yeah, I quite like the sort of slowdown sounds there. I noticed that was actually surprisingly smooth there coming into Clapham. Usually it's a lot laggier than that. And I don't know whether Ash has put all the AI in with it being foggy, or if that's a really clever tactic that he's used, or if there is actually the right amount of AI in here. Because if there is, I'm surprised it's running really smoothly like that. That was really nice and smooth coming in there. Because we all know that Clapham is the laggiest place in the world. Except Baker Street with 4S8s in it. So we're just loading passengers up here at Clapham. When we leave here, I'll do a sound from the outside departure. That'll keep me gob shut for a bit. Next stop then, East Croydon. Cullsden, Mersham, yeah, Mersh. I can't say that. Redhill. It says Redhill and then it says divide in brackets there, so I guess that we split, yeah, drop off Redhill, Earlswood, Salfords, Hawley, Gatwick Airport and Three Bridges. A journey of about 50 minutes from here. So I'm going to keep quiet now. Do the sound recording from the outside. I really enjoyed that. You could hear the tone there as it was sort of changing pitch and stuff. That was the wheel slip, I guess, which would have been the traction stand automatically sort of coming on to stop the wheel slip going on. That's why the motor sound was jumping up and down, I suspect. Be interesting to hear that from the cab next time, but I love the traction motor whine. I mean, as I say, I'm saying this from the point of view of somebody that doesn't really know much about these trains. People that have got a keen ear to it, they're always going to be a lot more, what's the word, in tune with that sort of thing. And I have seen some criticism of the motor sounds around 20 miles an hour, so maybe that's something to be aware of if you're a 377 aficionado sort of thing. But so far, to me, as a train, I'm quite enjoying this EP. Coming up to the 70 limit now. I don't know how other people feel about this in train sim, but I sometimes find driving in the fog like this, I find it to be quite an immersive sort of feeling. Right there with the trains and everything. Coming the opposite way. Just feel like it's, because you can't see as much of the outside virtual world, it's sort of like tunnel vision. It just feels really immersive. Apart from there where you got like fences that are glowing and stuff. I like the traction motor whine that I'm hearing, that's quite good. Be interested to know as you're viewing this as well if the mic sounds a bit clearer. I've changed how I have the microphone set up, so hopefully it's a little bit clearer than it has been for the last few months. I found a different mounting position for it. A flying pig, no, not a flying pig, a plastic pig going the other way. Flying pig's a steam loco. Let's have a little play with this again. Oh, lag spike. What have we got on here? Driver's menu. So you got a cool little clock on there. Oh, dark screen just turns it off. Door status. You can't disable doors because obviously that's quite a niche. I don't think that's a feature that's been done in Train Sim, has it? Be a cool time in Train Sim World. I don't know if it's in there or not. But much like the S8, you can sort of see, I believe, that when the doors are open or not, which is nice in itself. Just blowing the horn through these stations with the amount of fog that's about. 4 miles, sorry, to East Croydon. Let's go back to having a little play with this. Settings. So yeah, the disable door buttons, they do nothing unfortunately, but that's to be expected really. You can activate driver's only operation. Not sure which of those settings does what. I think I could hear it tone down a bit there on the aircon side. But you can actually hear the aircon in the cab when you're fiddling about with those settings. We'll have a look in the platform, in the passenger view, or platform view. And if I remember rightly from one of AP's posts, this was worked on by George Hartley as well, of Gutterbath. And I can't honestly remember the original passenger view, what it was like, but I like the look of this one. I know on some criticism before release there was a hole in the cab in the back of one of the screenshots. Not in the cab, in the cabin passenger area, in that corner, the right hand side. So it's good to see that that's been cleared up. At least I assume it's been cleared up. Have we got a first class on there or not? Don't seem to have. I noticed just then that the sound was sort of... It's a lot quieter at this end of the train. Don't know if that's like a train sim limitation or what, but it's a lot louder at this end than it was at the other. Better get back to the cab because we're coming up with some approach controls and stuff. Now I wonder if we can get to slip under braking around here. So we're about a mile and a half from East Croydon. No slipping under braking then. I've overdone it now, I've slowed way down more than I needed to. Although I am kind of nervous about the signalling around here. We should have the road because we had the approach control. Yeah, we got a yellow. So we're crossing over here, 30 limit, which I've just got the train down to. Onto the down Brighton slow. And I think that green's probably for us in the distance, although honestly I'm not really sure at this stage. So there's some good sounds across these points. So I quite like those bogey sounds, and the certainly the flange goes good, but the bogey sounds actually then sounded pretty decent, I thought. When you consider that some of AP's stuff I think deserves criticism of sounding a little bit plastic on the bogey sound front, I thought they sounded quite nice, a bit of weight to them. Again, I'm not a massive expert on the real thing, so I can't say if it's particularly realistic, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. Certainly from an outsider's point of view, I'm enjoying this experience so far. Passenger is virtually silent at the other end of the train though. That may well be a train sim thing. So we're just coming into East Croydon, which is our next stop on this service. Just moving my microphone around a bit. upon departing from here, we'll try and get the wheel slip to happen actually in the cab, so we can hear it in that side as well, rather than just externally. No, I have no idea where the car stop markers are here, so I'm going to have to make a cautious approach. Driver certainly doesn't sign the route. And they're on the other side of the cab as well, so I can't even see that. I'm guessing it's going to be right down towards the end here somewhere. Well, I think it's there. Well, there isn't an 8 car one, there's a 10 car one. Oh, we made it to the 10 car one. Have a little play with this aircon. Tom mentioned something about that in one of his, I think it was in his stream or something last night. There's like a weird looping sound in the aircon. If you listen when I turn it on, there's a sudden like jumping sound. I don't know what that is. Don't know if that's meant to be there, if that's how it is when they're doing the real life or not, to be honest. Quite like that bell sound, that's quite good. The aircon seems to... I wonder if there's a bug in that aircon or something, because that's really weird. If you press it, it makes a really loud noise, then it sort of dies off. There doesn't seem to be anything that you can particularly do with it. Let's see if we can make it slip, like I said, yeah. So it's slipping there, you see on the sander button. It finally gripped there about 25 mile an hour. I'll do it again at one of the other stops and I'll keep my mouth shut for a bit so you can actually hear it. Next stop then, Purley, in about 2.5 miles. And we're still pretty much on time, so it's quite good. I am hoping this fog's going to clear soon. As immersive as I said it was, it's probably not making for a great video view, I suspect, at the minute. However, when I wanted to do this video, this was certainly looking like a really good scenario to do, and I'm enjoying it so far. I know that Ash makes some cracking scenarios on the Brighton line, particularly because that's his local route. We got a 20 limit in front. Can't really see it. Yeah, it's a 20 limit. Crossing over in front of the there's a 375 next to us or something. Yeah, I do like the bogey sounds. I think listening to them again there, if you compare them to some of AP's earlier sounds with the bogies, where the sound are really like, sort of tinny and stuff, sound like they got a really nice bit of weight to them there, which I like. That's certainly something I think has improved in recent years. Please clear fog. Just right, I probably just deafened everybody, sorry. Be right. So this unit as well, 442, sorry, is the one that was involved in a fire. That was involved in a fire. I think it was at... Where was the fire? Was it Eastbourne or somewhere? I think it was Eastbourne. It like burnt all the ceiling and stuff like that. And I think in the end they modified it and put it out as a... put the remaining cars into a 377/3. But this scenario is based before the fire, obviously, on 442, sorry. I just found the accident report on the screen there, and it said it was believed to be down to a hand dryer in one of the toilets that ended up setting the whole thing alight, the roof and everything. So we're just coming into Purley now. Some lovely AI going past. Can't see it for the fog light, but I can assure you there is some nice AI going past. Well, I've come in here as Mr. Cautious, haven't I? End up running late here. Mind you, at least I'm not doing a Tom and bowling straight through or something. Oh, it's quite easy when you're coming in like this to end up sort of going straight past the end of the platform. Do the doors from the platform here. Now, should those buttons light up when the door opens? I'm not sure if they should or not. I would imagine they do. I don't know if that's a train sim limitation or what. I would have thought they would do. I think I would agree with the point that Tom made that some of these decals are a little bit low res as well. But personally it doesn't really bother me too much, but I think it is a point worth noting, because I know certainly with stuff like that I was driving the HST on the route yesterday, and the decals on the passenger on the back of the HST are better than that on the power cars, so I'm not sure quite why that's so low res, but I would certainly say it is a little bit. It's not something you really notice from here though, to be honest. Right, let's try and wheel slip this thing again. Turn the sound up a bit. Certainly an interesting noise when it's wheel slipping like that. Nice with the speedo sort of jumping up and down as well. So there's any other little features we've got in here. The instrument lights, they're controlled from over here on the TMS. Obviously press vehicle off peak. Oh, what have I pressed there? Disable dodging. I don't know what the vehicle off peak does, whether that works or not. Put the heater on because I'm getting cold. So next stop, Coulsdon South, in just under 1.5 mile. I'm just looking again at the screen about the TMS screen. There's some other screens to actually look at, which I'll probably have a look at setting up whilst we're going along here. About half an hour till we get to Red Hill. To Freebridge, sorry. Get the brakes in ready for the Coulsdon South stop. Maybe it's up here where you can turn the... No, you can't turn the temperature. I'm still trying to get to the bottom of this aircon thing, why the sound was so weird when I pressed it. It's nice to see the GSMR added to this enhancement pack. That's quite a cool thing to do. Now I assume when you're on driver only operation you don't actually get any screens to light up on here. We're on guard operation at the moment, so I wouldn't see these screens lighting up anyway. We're going to end up wildly over. Yeah, bye stopping point. Bye. Maybe another day. So yeah, if you're in driver only operation, it'd be nice to see these screens light up. As far as I know, they don't actually do that in the game. But it would have been nice just for a generic image to show up. We're only just on time here. Right, let's have a look at what we got. We've still got that weird noise that's going on. Back to the main menu, what we got? Traction status. So on here we got all sorts of bits of information about the traction status, and these, you can't do anything with them, but there's quite a bit in the manual about what they do. So this screen shows you the tractive effort being provided by each pair of traction motors on your train whilst accelerating or braking. Also shows you the status of each motor converter module, MCM, and auxiliary converter module, which is an ACM. The MCM is vital to the operation of the traction motors, and the ACM powers the vital systems on the train. Obviously you can see we're all smooth, but that changes as well with how many coaches you've got in your train. So the one in the manual's got less showing on it. But you can see already that's starting to change. I wonder if we wheel slip if that changes. Yeah, it does. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, I quite like that. It's pretty cool. Next stop then, Mersham. Is it Mersham or Merstham? I'm sure somebody in the comments can correct me on that. But one of them, maybe. So you also see on here you got the top of the TMS, you got the unit number, so 377442 and 377163, they're the unit numbers that we've got. Then you've got 73442 and then the vehicle numbers along there. So I like that sort of aspect. What else have we got? Event overview does nothing. Login mode logged in. PIS does nothing. Settings. Oh. Overpressed, I don't know, overpressed. There was another screen Tom had on this screen. I'm not sure exactly what that bar on the right does. I need to have a look at what that does. I think it's to do with power. And you obviously got the clock there in analog format, which is pretty cool as well. All these little features are really nice to see. It's certainly something that's going to make me want to drive this train a bit more than I have been doing, which is basically not at all. We're now going to get up to actually towards the speed of the unit as well, now towards 90 mph, which is line speed around here. See if we can get door status on for the next station. Because they haven't shown door status, we've got door config, does nothing. We'll leave door status on for the next stop. But if you notice we're getting faster as well, the sound of the train's changing nicely. Interesting, we're getting close to the front. See, so the front where the sound's disappearing, so the passenger sound seems to be coming from the back of the train. Again, maybe that's a train something. Next stop for us, just over a mile, is Merstham. Now, I guess if you were able to change this, that would change the actual sound in real life that comes from the aircon. Obviously you can't do that, so I'm not sure quite what goes on with that aircon sound, to be honest. I'm going to end up running late here because I'm coming in so slow. And we've still overshot even after coming so steady, which was a great game, Matt. So you can see now, doors that have opened are showing in red, which is a nice little feature. I guess the end ones, I'm assuming the end ones are driver doors? A and H? We've got two showing open on this coach. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Oh yeah, two showing open on this coach, yeah. So the H and the A ones are obviously the driver doors, which are shut. And if they were open, it'd tell you they were open. So we'll do a departure here from the side of the track again. Lights are quite dim. I didn't notice that then, the lights were pretty dim. I don't know if that's really I'm not really showing through the fog at all. Or maybe we need to see a different train to understand whether that's just a train sim thing or not. Could well be. So coming to Red Hill next, which is where we are doing some pratting about with dividing, I think. Not sure exactly what it is we're doing. I think we get the message after we've picked up passengers by the looks. We're getting approach control because obviously we'll be here coming in onto that 30 limit to go into the platform. I'm really hoping this fog's going to clear soon. Not sure if I'm a massive fan of the horn. I think it's certainly fine enough. I'm not 100% sold on it. Probably ought to be 100% sold on braking, that'd be a good idea. I forgot to put the driver vigilance on right at the start of the scenario, which was obviously a great game, Mark. So we've got a red coming up as well at the end of the platform here. And this is where we're going to shunt the back train off, uncouple that and leave it here. And we'll go forward to forward car unit, so it'll be interesting to see how the TMS reacts to that. See if the me track actually figures out that we've dropped off half the train. Well, we've overshot again, but shouldn't be a surprise really by now. I think you can actually use the buttons in the cab as well. Let's try. Release, no. Hold on, we're guard up it. We're doing the guard up it. What am I trying to release the doors for? See, we can see the destination thing through the fog, so why can't we see headlights? You would have thought the headlights would have been more visible, wouldn't you, really? Certainly I would anyway. So maybe that's an interesting point there. So it says please attach rear 4 coaches here at Riddle. So let's go in the cab and we'll do it in the cab and see what happens. So oh, please open the doors. So it hasn't figured out, unfortunately, that we've split off half the train. So we're still going to be saying we're formed of 8 coaches. Oh, I've just left that on, haven't I? Oops. I thought that was the door sound. It was the bloody DSD going off. I haven't put the DRA. Come on, Mark. Play the game. So what was I going to do? I was going to try logging out of the TMS, see if that gives me like an update. Route code. Nope. Try 1223, send, and then we'll put in a different route code, which is 1006. Enter. Send. No, it's not changing. So that's obviously a train sim limitation, which is fair enough. Oh, it's actually getting a bit lighter now. That's good. So yeah, it's obviously a train sim thing, so it's fair enough, really. It's a shame, but understandable all the same. Got a nice excavator sound. A little bit of excavator sound. So we're just sat here at the minute waiting for our departure time, which is 7:12. And then we've got Earlswood, Salford, Hawley, Gatwick Airport and Three Bridges. So we now do have a green signal. Now we're still showing us being fully connected to all this sort of plot here. What's going on? Why are we still connected? Why are we still coupled up? What's all that about? Check that it's not reconnected again. It hasn't. Right, let's get it out of here before it does it again. So we're still showing us we've got all 8 coaches even though we haven't. Let's see a wheel slip coming out of Reddell. Turn the game sound up a little bit so you can hear the train a bit more. So next stop for us, 3/4 of a mile actually, is Earlswood, so not far. When we depart Earlswood, I'll put the passenger view on and we'll just listen to the sounds from the passenger view. Not done that yet. So far I'm enjoying this. And so you can see on the left hand side there on the TMS you can actually see the brake tractions coming on, showing the bars going down for the brakes, even though we've got twice as many as we should have because obviously it's still showing us 8 coaches. I haven't been able to get to actually slip on and slowing down yet. Wheel slide rather. I've managed to overshoot again though, but as booked. Those doors are certainly very quiet. So it's this end of the train where you can hear the horn. It's the really quiet end in the passenger view for whatever reason, which just seems a bit strange, but... Oh, that's a nice view. Ah, that's the first class view. Now, was it the first class view where you had the hole in the corner, and now obviously they've changed the camera angle maybe so that you can't see it, but... I'm quite a fan of the look overall, it's quite good. Yeah, it was this one where you could see in the corner. They've obviously changed that, which is fine by me. So listen to the departure now in the passenger view. All sounded good. So Salford's next stop, 1.5 miles. I need to get a screenshot somewhere down here for the thumbnail. Otherwise there's going to be a mega dull one. Oh, Kate. I don't know, the sun's gone behind the hill this side of Brighton. Oh, is it coming back? It's coming back. Who'd have thought taking a screenshot could be so hard? So remaining stops, Salford's Hawley, Gatwick Airport, 3 bridges, so we've got about 13 minutes left in this scenario. I think we got a decent shot there. I've done it again. By stopping point. You can open the windows on these to get the different sound from outside as well, which is a nice little feature, even though it's freezing cold morning, no doubt we'll have those open for this departure so you can hear the difference with wind noise. Just for something a bit different. So I'm going up to Hall Lane about a mile and a bit. And it's Gatwick Airport. And finally 3 bridges in about 5 miles time. A nice scenario this, with the change from fog to sunrise. I think I do prefer without the wind noise all the time. I'm coming in a bit hot. Oops. Should be alright. I am running late because I'm faffing about too much looking at bloody wheels and stuff. We'll do the next departure from the outside view though. Just to try something a little bit different. The plastic piggy in front of us. That's 2 down there actually. So it's still, as I say, still saying 1 of 8 on the side. Damn it. Oh! Got a bloody signal in front of it now. So I'm trying to get a decent... Oh, I'm going to go straight through Gatwick Airport in a minute. Trying to get a decent thumbnail picture. Making an absolute pig's ear of it at the minute. Well, that's another overshoot. Just adding to the collection right now. Piggy. No, I still don't think I've really driven one of those in Train Sim yet. Barely if I have. Anyway, final stop next up, 3 bridges. We're actually back on time here as well. So we got a 2.5 mile run now down to 3 pitches. Maybe we'll hit 90 on this one, on this little section. Probably not, but we can give it a try. I keep thinking that's the door closing sound every time I hear that. We ain't gonna hit 90, I don't know why I even said that. No chance. Seems to be quite sluggish units above about 60 mile an hour. Or sort of between 50 and 60. It's actually picking up quite nicely at the minute. I suppose they are getting on a little bit in age now. Being built oh sorry, some were built as late as 2014, I didn't realise that. I think these are the ones that were built the earliest, the southern ones I suspect, aren't they? Don't really know, to be honest. As I said, don't understand the area. We're definitely not going to hit 90. Might just get 80 if we're lucky. Come on, 80, 80. Yes, 80. Oh Christ, the station's in quarter mile. Sorry, passengers, step 3 braking in use. Driver was just trying to hit 80 for whatever reason. It's fine, we've got control of this. Well, we had control of it, so I decided to stop braking for whatever reason. We'll just pretend that forecast stop board wasn't there. We didn't need it anyway. So I quite enjoyed that one, I thought it was quite fun. First run with this pack. Pretty enjoyable. I would say it's worth 17 quid. I mean, I think personally for me, I'm happy with it. I suppose I don't know if I'm going to use it enough to justify the 17 quid. And I think it comes down to personal preference really at the end of the day. I've enjoyed the run, that's basically all I can really say about it. I don't think I know enough about the units to really be saying that I recommend it or not. I can just say that personally I enjoyed that run. And I enjoyed the experience. I love the TMS and everything, that's really cool. But anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate your time as always. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. So very much appreciated. Tom's usually live on Twitch on Tuesdays and Saturdays. That's twitch.tv/TrainSimTV_Tom. I'm able to see you all there. And thanks very much for watching guys. See you later.